Okay, students, so we're going to do a quick video on directed line segments. And Bugs Bunny is pointing that way. Hey, Doc, they went that way. So, anyway, let's take a look. So here's an example of a delta math problem. And delta math problems are directed line segments. And what they do is they give you two coordinates, and then they want you to divide the line segment into a ratio. So in this example, what are the coordinates of the point on the directed line segment from -6 to -8 to -3, 4 that partitions or divides the segment into a ratio of 1 to 2? So the reason it's a directed line segment is because what they're telling you is it's going from this point to this point. So that's kind of how we're going to divide the ratios, from that point to that point. Usually it kind of goes in a left to right ratio, or kind of a top to bottom, bottom to top ratio. So let's take a look. Occasionally they will give you a point that goes in another direction, but let's take a look at this one. So I'm going to plot those 2 points, -6, -8, down here, and it's going to -3, 4. So that is how we're going to divide the line segment. We're going to divide it into 1 to 2. So there's going to be one part on this side and 2 parts on that side. So if we have one part on this side and 2 parts on that side, we would have 3 parts in all. So this side of the line segment would be 1/3 of the entire line segment. Now, if they had listed the coordinates in the opposite direction, we would have done it this way. And so it would have been like 1 part on this side and 2 parts on that side. So let's take a look. What should we do? So I like to think about it in slope form. So if we think about like the change in x, this horizontal distance, and the change in y, this vertical distance. So we know if we can just count 1, 2, 3 this way, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 this way. Conveniently, these actually divide into 3s, right? And so we have 1 part to 2 part, so we have 3 parts in all. So we can kind of just divide these parts up. So we have 1 part on this side and 2 parts on this side. So it's kind of easy to see it on this one. And then here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that is also in a 1 to 2 ratio, right? So 4 is half of 8. So there would be 1 part on this side, 2 parts on that side. So that's exactly what I'm showing here. So we have 4 to 8, and that is equal to 1 to 2. So those ratios work out. So that's the easiest way to kind of solve these problems, is just to solve them graphically. And occasionally on delta math, they'll give you a problem that actually doesn't work out to a whole integer for a coordinate. So if you get one of those, just skip it and move on to the next one. So let's look at another example, and this is on the handout that we gave out in class. So this problem, I think it was number 2. The coordinates of the endpoints A, B are A, -6, -5, and B, 4, 0. Point P is on AB. Determine and state the coordinates of point P such that AP to PB is 2 to 3. And again, this is just like the directed line segment problem. They're just telling us that P is going to be somewhere on this line segment, somewhere along here, where AP to PB is going to be in a ratio of 2 to 3. So we're going to have 2 parts on this side, 3 parts on this side. So how many parts do we have in all? 5. So the easiest way to attack this problem is divide it up into 5 parts. So that's what I'm going to do. So I have my change in x here is 10, and my change in y here is 5. So if I divide this horizontal part into 5 parts, that's just breaking into 2's, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I've broken it into 5 sections on each side. I'm going to put 2 parts on this side, 3 parts on this side, 2 parts on this side, 3 parts on this side. So that gets me to my coordinate, which is right there. And once you get comfortable doing this, you'll notice that it's actually quite easy to you could actually just figure out the horizontal one, and it's going to bring you to that point. So what are the coordinates of that point? The coordinates of that point are going to be -2, -3. So right there. So I hope this helps. Please let me know if you have any questions, and I'm happy to answer any of those in class. And thank you again for watching. By the way, this is One Direction playing. Get it?